y'all, come on in. You're here on a great day.
We are off to SoCal today with Ariana and Evans.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, why, come on in the live chat and meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of friends from all over the world hanging out, and they'd love to meet you too.
They would. And for our mention today, we wanted to walk you through our razor collection, and this was the second one we got in our den.
After the Henson, I got a call from DJ, and he said, yo, we have this razor that Matt has tried, and Carlos, we really want you to have it. We need you to have a little bit more of a big boy razor. And boy, were they right. This is beautiful stainless steel. It has the scalloped cap. It's the knurled handle. This was my final exam because all of a sudden, the angle wasn't automatic. I had to figure it out. And at first, it was a little bit too much like this, and I was getting a little bit too much irritation. And they all said, there you go. Move it up like this. Ride the cap. You can now control your own angle. You can control the blade feel. There's so much more you can do with this now that you have left the confines of the Henson. Not that that's not an ideal desert island razor. It is. But this gives you the freedom to do lots more stuff. Have you tried this? What do you think?
It's been a while, but I do remember the weight was the biggest thing for me, that almost the weight of the razor itself made me find that angle a little bit easier than I was expecting, because I was nervous. The other one, you could ride that edge to kind of keep you there. So us ladies, when we have to do our armpits and stuff, I kind of just was nervous having a rounded edge, but it actually felt really safe and secure. The weight helped keep you in line.
Feels good under your nose. And if you are going from the Henson to this or the Rockwell, the blade tabs stick out on the sides. So do not tighten it by holding here and tightening the handle. When they go taut at the last second, they will cut into your fingers. What you want to do is place your hand like this, place the cap down like this, and twist here while pushing down. The razor is pointing up, so it's not going to hurt your hand. And what is our soap today?
I'm excited for our soap. We had a few requests for this one, but as someone who lived in Southern California for 8 years, I think it's fitting that we're going to do SoCal Hipster today.
And we're going to find out how hipster she was. Let's meet the soap. All right, y'all, from the sales page at aegrooming.com.
This smells wonderfully fresh, exotic, and unique. There's a reason why this has become one of our top sellers. It's not just a fruity scent. Very well balanced with subtle changes from the top to the wood base.
So SoCal Hipster, y'all, I was kind of thinking this would be a cannibals kind of scent, but oh, nay. We want to read you the scent notes now so you know what we're about to experience a little bit, because these are wild. We are starting with pink peppercorn, pineapple, banana, passion fruit, mango. Oh, okay. I see where we're going here, you say. Oh, but hold on a second. Cade. Wait, what? Oak moss, sandalwood, cedarwood, and musk. And there's a note here at the bottom. Mostly pineapple at the top, sitting on a beautiful woody base.
Wow.
Y'all, might this be the legendary SoCal barbershop we have heard of in story and song?
Maybe, but we'll know when we take it out of the box. I think it's the last one hiding in the box. It's been waiting.
No, we are so excited. We have had more than one request for this in the comments of our YouTube videos. And here it is. Oh, and there is a sample for y'all. So there is an upcoming soap that Peter is working on called Latte Ementa. Something like that. We are told it is a little bit of like a mint with a lactonic. We are not going to smell it yet because we have our first impression video to do. And there's the soap.
I'll start
Let me
here.
free it from the container.
I think I'm already getting whipped, so don't get too close.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to stay back here. Oh, I love these little splash bottles. Look at that label, y'all. I am so excited for you to have your SoCal first impression.
4 ounces of Kaizen goodness.
Now, what brought you to Los Angeles in your late teens?
So it's funny, when I was looking at colleges, my one criteria was that I could wear flip-flops. So as a dancer, I was looking at other colleges and they always push you towards New York or Chicago. And I'm like, there is snow. I don't think I'm about that life. I'm a California girl, but I do want my sunshine. So as soon as I auditioned for Fullerton for their dance program, I got in. I'd also done San Diego and some other ones, but Fullerton just felt right.
Some other ones, Hawaii, y'all.
Right.
You really did not want to go where it was cold.
I don't like the cold. Here's the thing. When you're a dancer, you have to be warm. Like, muscles have to be warm. So it just blew my mind that you could be out on the streets, walking in the snow and the sludge, and then you have to be in class and be warm to be moving. So I'm not built for that.
I rehearsed a show once at a public storage facility where they had just rented a locker big enough to hold 100 people, and it was freezing, and they don't heat or cool storage lockers kind of like that. So they just made us run in a circle, all 100 of us, to heat the room up. That's show business.
But it's been a few years since I've been to Southern California. I want to say almost like 5 years. So
yeah, we took Mama to Disneyland when she got Alzheimer's. That's the last time we went, I think.
Yeah, so I am curious to hop in because when you think of Southern California, actually, for those who don't know, SoCal is Southern California.
Right. And it's a completely different state for all intents and purposes. The distance from us to Disneyland is the same distance as Washington, D.C. to Charleston, South Carolina. But there's nothing more fun than loading up the car for that trek to Disneyland from San Francisco. Did you do a bunch of those?
I did. And every year we'd actually dance with my dance studio. We'd get to dance in Disneyland. So that was a very big trip that we would always do. We always drove. So it's a big drive. As a little kid, like the anticipation is a thing. And you start to see the palm trees and then you start to see the beach and you are good to go.
It's kind of a tradition around here to surprise your kids with a trip to Disneyland, not tell them where you're going, wake them up at like 4 a.m, let them sleep for the whole first part of it, tell them you're going somewhere else and boring.
But this won't be boring.
No, I pretty much guarantee there might even be a wisp of Dole Whip in there.
When we were looking on the website, they even had a candle that was SoCal Hipster.
We have not tried one of their candles yet. All right, well, enough dilly-dallying. Let's take this in and see what you get.
And back to the Kaizen base, K2E. Here we go.
Ooh,
okay.
Pour
for you. Oh, I'm already getting whiffs.
Yeah,
Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, this is definitely Southern California.
Talk to me. What are you getting?
You get hit with all the fruity fun at the beginning, like just enough that it's like a gourmandy. Like can't tell if I have like a tropical sorbet or something, or if it's a mix of even like the tanning oils that had those scents in them.
Really?
Yeah. And then I feel like I'm sitting in the car, like the old Woody, like that wood on the car, and you're just cruising PCH, Pacific Coast Highway, just enjoying Southern California, all the whiffs that you get going by. It's not very aquatic-y, so you don't have to be at the beach, but that's just where it took me. But it has the perfect amount of sweetness to all of the fruitiness that we read at the beginning.
Right.
They are all there. And somehow it has the tropical hit that Southern California has, not just going to like Hawaii or somewhere else. Like it really does have, I don't know how they're doing that, but the Southern California hit to it. And the woody part almost just adds a creamy side.
Right.
Like I don't get the texture of sand in mine. Like I kind of thought I was going to get something more like that.
Right.
But it just has a gentle, like chill vibe that comes through. It doesn't lean towards masculine or feminine to me. Like I'm just getting the vibe.
Sure.
I am chill. I have no worries. I probably was out on my surfboard. I got nothing else that I have to do that day.
How prominent is the pineapple?
You know, if I hadn't read that list earlier, I would still know there are multiple fruits in here.
Gotcha.
I can pick out the pineapple, but the other ones around it are making it be more Southern California to me. Ooh. So I do get the passion fruit. I do get a little of the banana side. There's even some sort of maybe another berry in there that's just adding that fun, bright, like sherbety, orangey color that's happening here.
Right. Is there a coffee sense in there? It is called hipster. I was just wondering.
No,
gotcha.
But there's something about starting the day with sunshine that I'm getting almost to like how do you want to start your day with coffee. Something in this, you're just going to have a good day.
Gotcha.
It does have pineapple throughout your whiff, but the other stuff bounces around. Like it is not a Dole Whip at Disneyland.
Right.
But there's something a little more mature with the woodsy stuff that's in there that's helping it be like an all-day scent.
See, I think I've made a mistake. I think I've kind of assigned the idea of NorCal hipster to my nose when a SoCal hipster is very different. A NorCal hipster is a little bit more like cannibals and redwood trees. Coffee, that's NorCal.
Right.
Hipster.
The smell of this just makes me excited for summer. Like, we just lost an hour. Daylight savings a thing.
Yeah, that
but
sucks.
if you know that summer's coming and a lot more time with the sun, this is what it should smell like, I gotta say. There's something, the scent intensity on this is kind of turned up, but I'm enjoying that.
I love a stronger sip. Okay, here we go. I'm going to LA. I'm getting in the car and I'm driving for 6 hours. I'm seeing a bunch of cows.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you drop down out of the grapevine and into the smog layer. And you have arrived. All right, here we go. Taking it in.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Y'all, this is not a linear scent. You are going on an adventure here. I already just experienced a 3-act play.
Yep.
Hold on a second.
Yep.
Okay, this wakes you up, getting you ready for the day, the way you do in Los Angeles. It's not a quick shower before the sun comes up. Oh, nay. It is a nice, warm, relaxing bath, and I get a subtle sense of my favorite Mr. Bubble hiding in there somewhere, which was based on a cotton candy sort of raspberry kind of bubblegummy idea in the first place. And then, then you go outside, and y'all, Peter has captured the scent and the feel of a warm Los Angeles morning. There is nothing like that SoCal sun as it hits the side of your face in the morning, because the air is still slightly chilled. It really is. But the sun is so warming as it cuts through it, and only in Los Angeles to San Diego have I ever experienced that. And that's in here. And somewhere in the fruitiness, in the pineapple, in the banana, lets you know that the sun is hitting the fruits on those trees, and you are reaping the benefits. This is a day in LA. Then you're off to the beach.
Yeah.
A lovely, subtle sense of the sand. And here's the cool thing. You're not getting much of the water. This ain't an aquatic, not by any stretch of the imagination. But if any of you have ever been to Huntington Beach or Muscle Beach in the last 3 or 4 years, it's not exactly the same. What am I trying to say? Nobody goes in the water anymore. There's oil rigs. You can swim to them just offshore. It's kind of gross now. So you enjoy the beach, but you let the surfers take the water. So I love that this isn't an aquatic. I love this stops on the sand. I can feel the towel under me, and I can feel that tropical drink melting in my hand. Wow. And then, hold on, because SoCal takes a turn at night. And I'm getting even a sense of that.
Okay.
At the very end, do you sense a subtle wisp of an 80s or 90s cologne that one might even wear out to a lovely night for a concert or to a club or to the theater in Los Angeles?
That's interesting, because I got almost like the suntan oil or lotion at the beginning. So maybe they're kind of overlapping.
No, I get that too. I get that in my second act. I get that when I go to the beach in the middle of it. When I get the sand, I also get the suntan lotion.
At the end.
Yeah, I think if you go long enough, I get a little bit of a sense of a lovely SoCal cologne or perfume that's being worn to the Emmys or the Grammys.
The woodsy side kind of turns it into that somehow.
Yes,
I don't know how. But it's an all-day scent. I think what I'm enjoying the most is that we have other ones that hit at beaches or something, but they're very different. Like Santa Cruz is a Northern California boardwalk beach. It's 100%. A very different scent. I mean, the fruits are in there because it means kind of summer beachy stuff, but they are a totally different vibe.
And even that has pineapple in it, but nope. Moon Soap Santa Cruz is a country mile from there. And I love it, because doesn't that just tell you how much room there is to explore in this scent world?
So if you think you have like a beachy scent, they're just different types. I didn't think it would be that obvious, but it really is to me. Like, I'm in Southern California smelling 100%. This. Not up at the beach, kind of the coastal side. That's more Northern California happening. I'm
getting a little bit of the banana. I'm going to have to call Lee News today.
The pineapple is throughout the whiff, but again, it's the other stuff dancing above and below it.
And it's not a banana from a banana split. Smell this. It's a banana in the middle of a Jamba Juice.
Yes, I almost was standing
in the middle of a smoothie. That's what it is.
That was literally what I was picturing, because in Southern California, where we would go to the beach, there was a little main street that you could walk down and you could get a fruit smoothie or a Jamba Juice, and that's exactly what I feel like I'm holding in my hand, sitting on the beach somehow. The sun is radiating. It's a good day.
I love this, because it's going to whisk me back to Santa Monica anytime I want to go. I have spent so much time down there, and I miss it desperately. And y'all, why don't we take another look at these scent notes and build ourselves a SoCal lab? All right, y'all, back to the sales page at aegrooming.com. And by the way, check out shavingshopclub.com. For a modest fee, you can become a member. And when you see the discounts you get, they are not modest. They are very generous. Back to our list of scent notes. We are starting off with
pink peppercorn, which is a great little zesty moment to bring it in. It just brightens you up.
Effervescence there in the air, like a carbonation in the breeze. And then we segue directly into our star.
Lots of fruit here. Ready? Pineapple.
Love it.
Banana. passion fruit. Oh, it's the mango. That's the other part I was getting.
There we go, which I don't know that well because I'm allergic to mango, so I can't really eat it, but I can definitely smell it. And for some reason, the mango butters and things don't bother my face.
Okay, actually, those 4, I think, were in the Jamba Juice that I used to always get. I'm trying to remember what it's called, but it was something tropical passion fruity, so clearly they know what they're doing.
And then Cade, y'all, which is the sense of wood burning. And where does that take you?
So immediately, usually closer to the parking lot, further away from the water, there are cement built-in fire pits. And if you want a fire pit, you got to get there like 8 in the morning and have a friend stake it out until the sun goes down. Because sunset, they are all taken, my friends.
I don't know if it's just a West Coast thing or if this also happens in Texas, Florida, and the East Coast. But here in NorCal, when you go to the beach, it's for an hour and a half. Bring a short book. Mm-hmm. When we would get to LA and our friends would invite us to the beach, you get there at like 8, 9 in the morning and they brought lunch, they brought dinner, they brought wood for the bonfire, they brought s'mores. Y'all, you better have sunscreen because I didn't. You're going to be there all day. Yep.
Even when I would go, like we would have class in the morning at college and we would go for at least 4 or 5 hours to end the evening with the sunset. And if you could try and get one of the fire pits, it was a great day. And parking, my friends, if you could get a spot that you didn't have to check every few hours, you were winning.
And then here are the things that bring this into our SoCal nightlife, I think. We start with a little bit of
oak moss.
Love it.
Sandalwood.
Creamy.
And cedar wood.
Spicy.
And then it finishes off with musk. So let's be real. If you're out in the sun all day, it's a little hot. So there is a little bit of that natural muskiness that just sweetens up the air somehow.
And I bring you glad tidings of great joy. It's not a civet musk. It's a clean laundry musk, y'all, and it's beautiful the way it's sitting in there. Do you sense kind of a warm cottony sense?
A little bit at the very end.
And we're gonna build a lather with my vintage shaving brush. This is an homage brush made by Ariana and Evans with the same sort of shape that the one our grandpappies used had. I love my badger knot, and we just ordered Sarah one with a synthetic knot, so we can show that
soon. Yeah,
on camera. These are our bougie sticks, so we don't ruin our pour. And there's a little bite back to my stick on this K2E base, which we have become such fans of. But one thing we're not fans of around here is chunks. Chunks are big pieces of soap that jump onto your brush in clumps. We don't like that here at the Barbershop Duet. So we're going to make a really smooth surface on the bottom of this bowl with my finger, maybe even warm up the soap a bit so that my finger doesn't even pull up really any soap anymore. So that way when the brush comes at it, it's only going to be pulling up layers rather than chunks. Oh.
Yeah? Adding some ocean water apparently is a thing.
If fruit salad smelled like this when I was 8, I'd have been way more healthy. All right, y'all, and we're just going to use a little bit of that water that's already in the bowl to wet the bristles a little bit. That's right, we're not soaking it. Talk to Craig at Opus Brush. This is what he says to do. And then turn the brush a little bit so those bristles have a new orientation. And that soap's going to start disappearing from your shave bowl. By the way, this is my Captain's Choice Aquamarine Colorway Handmade Copper Shaving Bowl. I love this thing. This is my first grown-up shaving bowl, too. And then turn the brush again. And look at that. Most of the soap is gone from the bowl. I don't even really see it among the bristles, but you gotta trust that it's there. Because then, when you go down for your water, and look at that, it just sops it all up. Bowl's basically empty. It's all right there on your brush, ready for you to take it to the bowl, take it to the face, or anywhere. You don't want hair. And look at how that's already waking up.
I'm already getting whiffs over here. Like it's kind of maturing a little bit over here.
In a beautiful way. It's almost giving me the sense of whipped cream on the top of all of it.
A few moments later.
I love this brush. Something about the feel of the handle and the way it makes that sound in the bowl. Oh, I know we never talk about lather here at the Barbershop Duet, but y'all, on a natural fiber brush, look at all that beautiful lather. And this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the Venice or Pismo Beach Width. On 3, 1, 2. Oh, see? If you take a left turn at Albuquerque, you get this. Very different.
Definitely Venice Beach, by the way.
This is a little bit more gourmandy.
It kind of matured up a little bit. So less Jamba Juicy and more like somehow the real fruit salad is there.
Y'all, this does not go basy. The deepest this gets is that Cade, a subtle wisp of a beach bonfire. And this is absolutely a delight because that is the spice that those fruits needed so they wouldn't go too sweet on you.
Yep.
And the sandalwood. Keeps it creamy.
Every time I had friends that came down from Northern California, we would always go to the beach, and then you'd hit the bonfire, and then we'd all go home. And the next day, you could still smell in your hair, like your hair just takes a little bit of it, but then you'd put your suntan oil to do the next day. So it does really embody that SoCal vibe.
Yeah, while we do love watching DJ on his Shave for the Razor Company last week, we don't do shaving here in the Barbershop Duet, but we realize y'all might want to see how this lather coats face. May I?
Yes, please. The K2E base.
Please. Oh, look at that.
Oh, boy.
I'm saying.
This is at times where I get jealous that y'all get to have the shaving soap all on your face, up on your nose.
Yep.
Our legs are way down there. We miss out on this sometimes.
They should have put a shaving soap scene in The Invisible Man. And SoCal being 400 miles south of us, why don't we take this a little deeper? Come along.
There's just something in my soul that does often just think about the SoCal vibe, and this really encapsulates it somehow. So if you've never been to Southern California and you want to feel like you have, this may be the one to have.
And you really do run into some famous people when you live down there, especially if you go to Santa Monica. I stood across the piano from Sid Caesar for like 30 minutes at a little piano bar outside in Santa Monica. And I looked at him and said, "Hey, I know you." And he said, "You're too young to know me." And I said, "I know Imogene Coca." And he said, "You know me." Ran into Mark Summers from Double Dare at Promenade. Bunch of the people I was with saw Chris Rock. It's a magical place. What was the most SoCal thing you saw or experienced while living in SoCal?
It probably was something at the beach. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I feel like the idea of, I didn't realize that PCH went to like all the beaches. Yeah. So you could take a whole day. And I remember being in our friend's convertible and we started up by us in Orange County and we took it all the way down past Venice. And you would just see like beaches that were in TV shows. Right. And it was so funny to be like, this? Oh, okay. I mean, like you were in what all the movie or TV shows were based on. Right. So it was very cool. And as the sun would go down, you would see those really pretty sunsets of the palm trees and the shadows of that and the ocean. Like there are parts of Southern California that are beautiful that you cannot put on film. It just doesn't work. You have to be there to experience. But I loved riding the line of being like, wow, all these places are famous, but I'm actually just walking through them.
That is where I met Elaine Stritch at the Hollywood Bowl. I was holding that poster. She said, "Hey, why do you have that? You didn't know I was going to be here tonight," because I didn't know I was going to be here tonight. They flew me in as a replacement. She's a magical lady.
It's funny, even being from California, that you just hear all these stereotypes and things that you assume. And, you know, Northern California and Southern California get chunked together. But if you experience, like we had a lot of exchange students come into town. And when they would get to San Francisco, they would think it'd be sunny and warm. And we're like, oh, no, you need like sweatshirts, y'all.
Coldest winter I ever spent was summer in San Francisco. Mark Twain. He probably didn't say that, but he should have.
He should have.
There we go. All right, are you ready for a little SoCal Hipster on your moneymaker? Here we go. A little bit of skin food in there. It's going to change the color a little bit.
This one we can spill on the dog. I won't mind smelling this.
I don't care. She can smell like this for days. That's fine.
The woodsy side.
You're right.
Different.
Ooh,
Hold on.
More of the pineapple, more of the banana.
Oh, yeah, but that woodsy side even got a little more masculine somehow. Powdery, sweet.
Oh, and I really feel where those woods and spices are coming up against the fruit side. And there's almost, I don't know how to describe this. One of my favorite scents is like dusty wood. And there is a sense of dusty wood coming up against the fruits because LA's an old town.
But it more like is like the Sunglass Hut. You know, you'd see the wood that was on the outside. Like, it's just part of it. All of their chairs are made from wood on the patios. It's a thing.
Something as charming as cinnamon in the middle of this without it being exactly cinnamon?
Okay, as it's drying down, there are more layers, my friends. The sweetness, I don't want to say it's turned down, but it's not the blinking star throughout the whiff. Now the woods are getting more of a tone in there, and the other layers are coming through.
Something almost butterscotchy and lactonic sort of in the middle of this. Peter, this is far more than the sum of its parts. This is a beautiful... Now I get it, why people were calling for this with torches.
And we're Californians. I think we should know this scent.
Wow.
I get it. Smell right here on my hands, the sweeter side.
Oh,
and then smell on my arm, like the different layers of the scent.
Orangey citrus here, and there's more florals going on here.
Right, and then there's all the woodsy kind of thing is at the end.
Now, crowd pleasing on a scale of 1 to 10. I don't even think you have to be from SoCal or have ever visited there to appreciate this. Where would you put it?
Okay, because I like citrusy, fruity, forwardy things, it's going to be like an 11. But somebody else that may not be a fan of the mangoey passion, might be more like a 7.5, 8 for them.
But what I love about this is most of the lotions that you can buy at Target that are for the lady shavers do have some pineapple, some banana, some stuff like that. But that's where they stop. They stop at like a 3.
Yeah.
They stop at a 3.5 as far as work being done with that
Just
scent.
a suggestion.
Why?
Yeah.
Y'all, this, if you are one of the lady types and you're used to some of those fruity lotions on your legs,
This is a good one.
I invite you into a whole new world of luxury.
I think both of us just needed a little trip into vacation summer mode today, and this is the scent to do it.
And the last place my mama ever wanted to go in this world was Southern California. She had spent the last 20 years of her life getting scared about airplanes and 20 months of her Alzheimer's disease completely getting over it.
Yep.
So she wanted to go on an adventure and go on the roller coaster and do all the stuff she was always afraid to do. And we didn't just spend time at the Disney park. We kind of took her everywhere. So I love that this is also going to be a little remembrance of that trip.
There's just like a second home for me in Southern California still. You know, those 8 years going to college and finding life as an adult after, it's just a really important chunk in your life and finding out who you are. So when I smell something like this, it just brings me back to knowing that all those years of like living through the rough and toughs of life, but growing up, that it meant something and it got me here, you know?
How revolutionary is Los Angeles? Well, when Walt Disney said, I want to build a theme park, I want to do it in these orange groves, kind of far away from the heart of Los Angeles, so people have to do a little bit of a half-hour, 45-minute car ride to get there, so they feel like they've been on a little bit of a trip, but that way they're going to be rewarded by this land of fantasy and mystery. And they said, well, how are you going to get all those cars there? There's going to be an insane amount of traffic. And the guy invented the freeway, and he got his own. So head over to aegrooming.com or shavingshopclub.com to find this and a bunch of other stuff I want. Well, I've had my shave, y'all, with SoCal Hipster, and it takes me back to the fabulous farm fresh fruit salad of Easter Sunday on my grandfather's farm, E-I-E-I-O, with a muddled banana being a bit in the center of this. But here's what's awesome. You're then zoomed out into a different sort of paradigm of woods, spices, creaminess, that this becomes a character. This becomes a person and a place. We know SoCal, and somewhere between the wood, the musk, and the pineapple, we are whisked back to one of our favorite places. Thank you, Peter Chikalis, for this. We will be back. Welcome to Messages.
So for our March giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to McDuff Soap Company.
And it's in Canadian dollars. How cool is that? All you have to do is send an email here to We Sent You at the Barbershop Duet to be considered for this giveaway. Leave McDuff's a good boy in the subject line and then check back here on our first April episode to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
Peter, Talia, and the A&E family, thank you for believing in our little show and sending us out this phenomenal set for free to review. I adore this.
It just really brings that like happy, calm side alive that I didn't realize I needed to smell today. And knowing that there's a candle or maybe an EDP, this is one of those scents I would want to have on me all day. And I wouldn't care if people didn't want to smell like summer today.
Right.
I just want to smell like Southern California today.
The Griffith Observatory, Hotel Cecil, the Ruby Slippers. Y'all, LA does not disappoint.
And if you feel like you need a trip there, this will take you. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.